What is going on, everybody? I hope you're all well, and welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. Now, hopefully we're going to have a much more controlled episode this time, and things are going to go a little more to plan. During our last boss here, Dror Ragzlin, things did just kind of completely spiral out of control, and I ended up just butchering my way through the back end of this.
Time to rest.
Hopefully, this won't be happening again. Now, as I was looting here when we wrapped last episode, we did notice we could potentially speak to that on a Mind Flayer, and this would be the first Mind Flayer we've ever had the opportunity to do this to, so see what happens.
As the corpse rises, your parasite squirms in recognition.
Oh, stop it! Stop it! You wretched worm!
There's no doubt this creature is responsible for your parasite, and it's waiting for your questions.
Oh, this is the one that... Yeah, this is the one that put the parasite in us then, huh? How do I get rid of this parasite?
You see the tadpole in the Mind Flayer's hand. Not a parasite. Perfection. Rebirth is sloughing flesh. A new skull housing cold, sharp intellect.
Are there more of your kind nearby?
You see dark tunnels lit by noxious pools of brine. The darkness spreads through the earth. The sky splits open and nautiloids pour out of a void that consumes the stars.
Why did the dragon riders attack the ship?
You watch through the creature's eyes as it curses the starborn slaves. They want the ones from the ship. Darkness and sun, barely contained.
Tell me who the Absolute is.
Fractured images fill your mind. Curved drow blades, crude goblin torches, gnoll teeth dripping blood. You see other mind flayers arranged in a serene circle. Absolute unity. Absolute power.
Why did you abduct me?
Dark, empty pods flicker across your vision. They demand new flesh. The Mind Flayer's corpse twitches, then collapses again. It will speak no more.
So these things' goals is literally just to take it all, basically. They want to consume the world. No rhyme or reason to why we got abducted. Just is what it is, I guess. Well, good riddance to that thing. At least it's dead.
Be on my way.
Now, Mr. Ragzlin here, I'm sure won't talk to us since we're responsible for butchering him.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
He is willing to speak, actually. What did you want with that Mind Flayer?
Squid, ship, fugitives, needs.
Where's Halsin?
Beast rotting, looter, warg pens.
Why are you and the Drow working together?
Absolute binds obedience.
Now I wonder why we were able to talk to him this time. What's going on with you, buddy?
I should speak up.
Praise his ever-bleeding axe. Praise his throne of flaming iron. Praise Maglubiet.
You kept your old faith.
Maglubiet, a tyrannical deity who treats his goblinoid followers as slaves.
Trying to interrupt my prayers? Scared of a real god? You're as goonless as the rest of them.
Let's see. How'd you land yourself in that cage?
'Cause I'm loyal to Maglubiet. 'Cause I ain't having my head turned by some upstart god.
I assume you mean the Absolute.
Yeah. My old tribe's fallen for this shite. Traitorous bastards. The great Absolute brings us together. Drow and gnolls and goblins all braiding one another's hair. It's a load of shite.
You don't like your people mixing with outsiders?
Talking to you, ain't I? I just don't believe in all this togetherness and chumminess. Ain't natural.
I'm inclined to agree.
Last. They'll be tearing into each other soon enough.
Well, about that, I think we already took care of that, actually.
I'll wait it out in here, praying to a real god.
I have respect for his commitment to it all, actually. Starion. Go ahead and disarm this door for me. I'm gonna let this guy out. Actually have a level of respect for him.
Let's crack it open.
Took to his faith. Let himself get punished for it too, actually. Come on out.
And these things have stayed interesting.
Ha! Look at where the absolutes love gotten. Dead! Thanks for breaking me out. Gonna find me a new tribe. One that appreciates the old ways.
Seems fine to me. I won't stop you.
What to do?
We do have the rest of your tribe to take care of, though. We're not done yet.
You can carry me.
This way.
Darian. Take this little slip road. And we are, of course, gonna butcher our way through everything that we can here.
Time to push my luck again.
I obviously want as many of these things to die as possible, so... 15 and 17. I have plenty of spell slots. Moonbeam him. Let's see why not. And move us out the way so that Shadowheart can come on through.
Heading there.
Shadow, fireball, please. Of course you missed, that's fine. Alright, Karlach. You come on in too. The rest of the goblin scum to take care of. You used all of your economy to get over to us, so... You, unfortunately, are just dead now. Goodbye. Oh, you missed.
Where do I go from here?
Well, unfortunately for you, I get to move this for free, so...
These boots have seen everything. What's hiding here?
Moonbeam is just as strong as Spike Growth. One thing I did want to check, actually, is, come here, Karlach. 6 to 15 versus 6 to 17. Absolute power. Alright. Let's give her the opportunity to use Faithbreaker. Because I do like the hammers. I do like Warhammers. The blunt damage is nice. Sometimes there's things you can only break through by doing things like that, so... What's you, I see. Whoa, these people just immediately jumped on the aggro for us, huh?
Got to focus.
One down, Shadowheart.
What now?
We'll move in.
And move.
Not enough movement for any of that. Drop it on those two. They'll take care of these right side steps at least.
Alright, Karlach. It's go time.
That's fine. We can end that here. That little shit is attacking my cave there. We kind of fucked up with that, huh? Good job. He's chunky. I don't think... Yeah, running this way was a mistake. Threw a grease bottle at me. But they're knocking on the door, so... Get him out. He'll bleed out next turn. Take care of that.
Let's move.
Let's move you to a good position, Astarion.
What should I do?
Get out of the grease for a start.
I wonder if this is worth the cost.
Please return him to the ash. Now my spike growth can affect me, so we're not gonna walk into it. Might be able to bait him to come on into it though.
What's this? Covered.
Karlak, I need you to get out of that too. Lafayette chuckles. I could extra attack. There we go. Now, Halsin, a good friend who turned into the bear, do not stand in my spike growth, please. Opportunity to attack dusts him out the way. Alright.
Can't even catch my...
Now we're going to drop spike growth because it's just going to cause problems for our companions here. That was some frost.
Let's spill some blood.
That's a bad angle for Astarion. Let's move him here. You have an angle now? You don't. Okay. You can just end that then.
Got to move.
We'll let them break out and then deal with it.
Let's go. I've got it.
You get ready to introduce them when they come through the gate. He fell. And now they're just getting, I mean, at this point they're just getting camped.
Make it hurt.
Talk to me.
That one dead.
Still breathing, despite everything.
Just keep chucking icicles through here.
One day I'll catch a break.
Bye forever, pal.
And there we go.
No one back home will ever believe this.
And he is Halsin.
Pardon the viscera. One should cherish all of nature's bounty, but goblin guts are quite far down the list. You aided a bear without knowing if it would savage you. A true friend of nature. Or perhaps a lunatic.
I did have my suspicions you were Halsin.
Thanks. I am the druid Halsin.
We were told you were down here, and the other guy did say that you turned into a bear. Let's do a druid response. You're Master Halsin, first druid of the Emerald Grove. Praise Sylvanas for saving you.
It is you who should be praised, brother. You are Sylvanas' instrument. And please, just Halsin. I will not demand honorifics of my savior.
I spoke to Nettie. She said you could help me with the parasite in my head.
Parasites in your head that... You mean you have one of them? Oak Father preserve you, child. You're infected, aren't you? The Mind Flayer's spawn. But something's different. You're aware of the monster inside you. You don't bow to the Absolute like the true souls do. How is this possible?
I escaped from an illithid ship after being infected. Maybe the process was interrupted.
Perhaps. but I wouldn't want to place all my faith in blind luck. You weren't speaking lightly when you said you needed help. Let me tell you what I know. I've been studying these parasites for a while now. Ever since I discovered these so-called true souls are infected with them. Someone is using very powerful magic to modify these tadpoles. They're using them to exert control over the infected. I'm sorry to say, I can't undo that magic, which means I can't cure you. But that doesn't mean I can't help. I didn't find what I came here for, a way to remove the tadpoles, but I found the next best thing. I found out where they come from. That must be where these enchantments are placed on them. And it's where you'll find your cure.
I assume he's referring to Moonrise Towers. We've already heard plenty about that too. Tell me what you've learned about the tadpole's origins.
I overheard that the cultists are sending all of their captives to Moonrise Towers.
Indeed.
Innocents go in, true souls come out. Given that all of these true souls are infected, it has to be the source for this magic. If you want to find a cure, you must head there and discover how the tadpoles are being manipulated.
You seem to know a lot about this. Will you come with me to Moonrise?
Gladly, but first I must return to the Grove. As you made short work of the Goblins' leaders, there's nothing stopping me. Come join me in your own time. I can see to some matters there, and we can discuss what comes next amidst more bucolic surroundings than here.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. You can just head on out. It's not going to be a problem for us to kill the remainder of what's down here. I assume if we had submitted to those gods at the end of last episode and actually took the L right here and let them throw us in prison, we would have been here.
Decaying legs protrude from the hole. A failed escape, it seems.
Let's inspect the body.
It seems the tunnel collapsed mid-dig and suffocated him. A crooked heart is embroidered on his left shoe.
The tunnel collapsing and choking you to death in the middle of that is a terrifying way to die. I hate that. The concept of dying like that makes me very uncomfortable.
Loose, revealing a tunnel. Perhaps you can escape where he failed.
Let's see what he was getting up to, yeah. Let's see who he is. Maybe we can give him some kind of funeral rites, maybe.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
Who are you?
Taglin, carpenter, father of two.
Why is there a heart on one of your shoes?
My son Garland did it. If I ever missed him, could look down and remember him.
Well, at least you died trying to get back to your family. How did you get trapped in the tunnel?
Digging too quickly. Felt tunnel collapsing. Kept going. Better dead than warg meat.
Were you the only prisoner here?
Goblins took my friends. Cut them up for the wargs. For meat.
I can't really disagree with him about this being better than being fed to the wargs. How'd you end up here?
Heading to Baldur's Gate. Didn't hear Goblin Patrol.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
Well, let's see where he was digging to.
Still blocked, but should be easy enough to clear. Still blocked, but should be easy enough to clear.
Yeah, how? he was onto something. I would have brought him out behind this goblin patrol. Closer we to our next level anyways. Not too close at all, really. But, again, XP is XP and murder is murder. I'm in the business of murder, so. This guy is obviously our target.
Fuck yes.
Even without the big smash to dust, her damage is still great. It's fine. We don't need the modded hammer.
Can't give up.
Shadowheart. Get cheeky for me. Thank you.
Sometimes the only way out is through.
I should be able to finish him.
Another step forward.
Let's just burn all our points at this time and have some fun. Let's burn all the spell slots that we have. Interesting that he chose to bless. It's not gonna matter. By the time they get the gap closed, it won't mean much. Cute that they all dashed together. Alright. Let's do you first. Unfortunately, I did forget to go see this trader. That's a shame. I forgot he existed. I did forget to go look at his inventory and peruse before we slaughtered the camp, but that's okay.
Ready.
It happens.
Feel my mistress's wrath.
Nothing important is ever easy.
So open with a double attack. It's fine. I'll do it again. We haven't even gotten to the point where I have zombies yet either. Which does happen. When I have zombies, this is gonna be nuts.
Incoming.
I think there's only one enemy left, right? It's the guy who blessed all his friends. Sacred Flame. I'm glad it lands for somebody, because it sure as shit doesn't land for me when I use it.
Goblins are such parasites.
Given your own nature, are you really the one to judge?
Anything of use?
Oh damn, she left Asterion speechless right there. I'd almost scroll of Revivify and Goblin Scimitar, that's fine.
A scout just reported. The Goblins' leadership has been decimated. We might escape this place yet. And I hear you are the one to thank. I'm grateful. I took a collection from all of us. It isn't much, but you've earned it.
I will graciously accept that, thank you.
It's not enough, but it's all we have.
Halsin will likely want to thank you too, Mind. He returned just a while ago. I believe he's catching up with Korga. As for us...
No armies at our heels. Amazing. We can finally leave.
Road should be relatively clear.
Farewells. We'll join your camp tonight to celebrate if you'll have us.
Absolutely. We'll see you there. Of course they're welcome in our camp to celebrate.
I nearly dispatched those goblins myself, but it seems you managed well enough.
Sure you did.
And why wield a masterwork where a butcher's blade will do? My thanks, truly.
I hate that guy. People with that attitude annoy me. I suppose we should probably dip into this before we go too far off.
So it's true. You scattered the goblins. Peace can finally return
the
to
7
this corner
wins.
of the Sword Coast. Thank you.
I'm glad I could help.
As am I. And I'm sure those poor refugees would quite agree.
Let's not pretend that
Of course.
he was on our side the whole time. He was very willing to kick them all out and wash his hands of the whole situation. Bye, Spell Thief. I don't think there's anything else I'm going to want from him. I lied. Camp supplies. I think that'll do for now.
May you keep balance.
Unfortunately, the reality of this situation is kind of just that the druids are just going to sit here and continue life as normal, whereas the refugees won't be so lucky. See what Halsin decided to do with Korga. Man, the grove feels kind of empty without everybody. Here's the man himself.
You took it upon yourself to undertake the Rite of Thorns. I ought to exile you from this place. Forever. Instead, I shall listen to the explanation that you owe me.
An error, most grave, master. I beg your grace.
Grace is bestowed by nature, not me. You will stay as a novice anew. You have forgotten the ways of the druids, the natural order of things. It is up to you to prove the lessons have been learned once more.
So as you say. And so it is done, master.
Demoted, huh? You'll have your hands full with her. She shows great spirit, to put it mildly.
She shows great insolence. But time will humble her. And the grove still needs her. You will soon see why. But enough of that for now. I owe you my thanks. The grove stands. Nature prevails. And again, I am in your debt. Speak to Wrath. He will reward you for your efforts.
What about my problem? I need help.
Tomorrow morning, we shall discuss what is to come.
Sounds like he's coming with us to our camp.
Forgive me.
Go chit-chat to Wrath.
Curse the
Speak to Korga on the way out. See if she's had any kind of epiphany about our actions. Didn't clean up the dead shadow druids.
You done it. You brought Halsin back. Thank you. No, thanks is not enough. May Sylvanas bless you for all your days. I cannot imagine taking on a camp full of goblins was a simple task.
For someone like me, it was pretty simple actually.
Fair enough. I should not have underestimated you. And I promised you a reward, didn't I? Let me show you on your map where you can find the cache. Take this rune. You'll need it. Place it among the pedestals inside our library. When the wolf glows brightest, everything in the vault below will be yours.
That's quite amusing that he said let me show you on your map, because it's literally just like right up there somewhere. So we'll drop a save. Just because I've actually had this break on me before, so... Which one is the library?
When did this start?
Not here. That's this way. Right in here.
And these things have stayed interesting.
It should have been different.
And one of these is empty. Here it is. Empty socket. Go to latest. And let's drop the rune of the wolf in here. Light all these up.
Well, what have we?
What have we here indeed? A druid's vault. Druid, no. The Emerald Enclave won't send help, even if I asked. This land is wounded, and the rot is deep, but it's deep everywhere. Can't wait for help to come, but perhaps I need not face the darkness alone. And we have Sorrow, which is a nice glaive.
A beautiful glaive. So why does touching it give me a knot in my stomach?
We'll be giving that to Shadowheart. We'll decide what she should be using here. Robe of Summer. That might actually be good for Gale. About time Gale got something. Send that over to Gale. And do that while he's in camp, thankfully. Big ol' list of spells and potions. Secrets of the Sword Coast exposed. Harpers, the most well-known of the Sword Coast cabals, perhaps, but certainly not benign in its shrouded doings. My sources claim that those belonging to this mysterious faction abhor power, but if that is so, why do they not expose the revelations of their inquiries for the public good? Why indeed? Because knowledge is power, and the Harpers intend to keep both for themselves. Shadow Druids, weigh the life of a man against that of a sapling oak. Which do you value more highly? Ask a Shadow Druid the selfsame question, and be shocked by their answer. This dangerous group utterly disregards intelligent life in favor of the life of plants and insects. Their perversion of the natural order leads them to plan and execute plots so dastardly that the mere description of one would leave you glancing sideways at your begonias. The Order of Claude. The least known, and accordingly most dangerous of the secret societies I have researched, is the Order of Claude. My sources tell me this shadowy conspiracy of murderers, mutilators, and tyrants regularly meet to plan the demise of any number of innocent citizens of our fair land. What's more, they like it. Dark Justiciars. I shudder even to inscribe their name upon the purity of this page. I shall leave it at this. They worship Shah. It's actually cool that we run into that here, because we're going to be running into some things to learn about Justiciars pretty close down the road, so... Of course, Shadowheart worships that too.
Blessed day. I was worried I'd never see Master Halsin again.
Told you how to get him back.
You kept your word. Thank you.
You're very welcome. You're just lucky I didn't swig that poison.
Ha! Look, I'm sorry. I didn't know what to do when you told me about that tadpole.
You're very welcome.
I don't know if I can ever restore Sylvanas' peace to this place. But I'll have the chance. Thanks to you.
Actually, let's go talk to the, Fuck, what is her name? Let's go talk to the bard up here, too. Maybe we can invite her to camp. What's wrong with the little music?
Your path will soon take you away from the grove, I feel. Your efforts will not be forgotten.
I found evidence that Korga was going to betray this circle to the Shadow Druids.
This goes some way to explaining her actions. But she has been punished already, and the Shadow Druids have no power over her now. Time to let the wound heal. And thank you for your diligence.
It's his circle. Whatever he wants to do with that is, what I'm okay with.
The journey to Moonrise Towers, and all the dangers that entails. But that's tomorrow's problem. Take some time for yourself tonight. Rest, celebrate. Come morning, I'll be by your side.
Right, let's go see if my bard friend would like to come to dinner. If she's still even up here, it doesn't look like she is. She is not. Okay, so she's probably with the rest of the tieflings. She'll probably be coming on by then.
Ready to head to your camp. Are you?
Let's go there right away.
Excellent. Lead the way.
I'm fine.
It is high time for a celebration.
No, an Albert.
Patience? Have you no respect for showmanship?
Having performance issues, Roland.
Hush you, and behold!
We'll clap. He might take it,
You're too
I was gonna say, he might take it condescending and cunty.
Could barely cast that.
They grow up so fast.
Never have I met such troglodytes. Now, pass the wine.
I'm glad to see he can cut loose.
Look at them. How happy they are. We did that.
How about the three of you having fun?
Yeah. Don't tell Roland, but his magic show might be the highlight. He's been doing them since we were little. He'll make it big in Baldur's Gate. I know it.
Here's the nice little couple. We heard about their plans while we were
I
eavesdropping.
need to dance. No. No, I need to lie down.
You had one too many, huh? You taking care of your woman?
Sherry! That's infernal for cheers. Or possibly turnip.
That hard to remember. Gale in the background, slowly dying of his disease.
Heart's a quiver.
Who are you?
Think of it. No more caves, no more tents, no more running away.
I'm just glad you won't have to swing your sword.
A city with roads and markets.
Okay, I would have been picking you up off the floor if you had had to fight goblins. Hey, Karan, why aren't you participating?
Look at them all. Guzzling poison like we've the right to be happy.
I'd say you do. You should join them. For a pint or two.
Perhaps it'll make the evening more tolerable.
Let your hair down, man. Everybody else is having a good time. I think everybody's earned a decent party. What are you up to, Shadow?
Everyone seems to be in high spirits.
Indeed.
Strange. You know who I never thought I'd find myself caring for?
Refugees.
Exactly right. Never gave them much thought. Certainly not that bunch in the grove. Yet we came through for them. We saved their lives. Odd.
Not so odd. You did the right thing.
That's more easily said by some than others. But nobody's here to debate right from wrong. We should have had wine more often. More warming than the fire.
Perhaps we can get some more later. What's going on with you, Astarion?
You know, I never pictured myself as a hero. Never thought I'd be the one they'd toast for saving so many lives.
Could have at least cleaned the blood off.
Now that I'm here... I hate it. This is awful.
I think you'll survive. Really? Saving lives is awful.
We killed some goblins to save some tieflings. The tally of lives didn't change much. But what do I get for all my hard work? A pat on the head and vinegar for wine.
Whinge all you want. I'm having fun.
By all means, go and enjoy yourself. I'll be here, waiting for the sunrise.
Not much for company and doing the right thing, is he? Here's our hero, here's our bard friend.
This might be the wine talking, but I'm feeling inspired. Thinking of writing my next song about you. But I need an angle. Any ideas?
Let's see. If you see this body, it'd be a crime not to sing about it. We're not so self-involved. How about Courage? Classic song material.
Fitting. You're braver than half this camp combined. That deserves to be remembered.
Look forward to hearing that legend told one day.
Aha, there you are. Come now, settle in. I do hope you have partaken of something bracing. This may well take us all night.
And by this, you mean?
Why, your naming, quite obviously. That ballad was but a crude preview, a frame without its crowning jewel. Your nom de guerre. Something iconic, but not too much of a mouthful. We don't want to exclude the common folk after all. I intend this tale to enrapture all.
What about... Oh, Grovekeeper or Goblin's Bane? We are a druid. Grovekeeper could work. What about Grovekeeper?
Grovekeeper? Are you a gardener?
Nah.
We aim to cultivate mystery.
I thought Grovekeeper was pretty cool.
Shrubbery. No, your actions in the grove were most heroic. But I'm afraid this is a matter of style, not sentiment. Back to the revelry with you. I'll give the matter some thought in small council.
Yeah. I thought Grove Keeper was nice.
Away and have...
It's thematic. Look, Chrissa, you owe me gold.
Hope you're enjoying the night, hero. I certainly am. Cheers to many more like this.
I guess we can't collect yet. Yeah, well, why are you being a sourpuss over here?
Thank you.
What for?
I'm glad you sought me out. Amidst all this merriment, I wasn't sure we'd have a chance to speak this evening. I was hoping you'd spare me a moment. There was something rather magical I wished to show you.
Is that the wine talking?
As they say in Waterdeep, in wine there is truth. That's usually followed by, in water there is good sense. I promise you, my offer is a perfectly sober one. So, what do you say?
I like the sound of magical. What do you have in mind?
A lesson. And trust me when I say few have experienced the pleasure I offer to teach.
It's not a come on, is it?
It's something best experienced in more intimate surrounds.
Oh God.
Once the revelry is ended and the stillness of the night has been restored. For now, please enjoy the celebration.
I wonder if we can cancel that.
Promise impatience, I assure you.
Well, there won't be any intimate magical lessons here, unfortunately. Not really my style. Neville, what are you doing back here alone?
You have no idea how good it feels to see these people smiling. The singing we could probably do without, but even so, thank you.
You're a good man, Zevlor.
I have seen the Kithraki tear a screaming Neogi's legs from its belly to fashion into blades, yet they could not match your nerve today. It was enough to drive me to madness. A pity for us you have promised your body to Gale.
Whoa.
Doubt he's as seductive as he is succinct.
Nobody promised anybody to anybody here. Let's just calm that down a little. I'm grateful for your aid. You really are a gifted warrior.
Vlaakith demands of me no less. If only I might lay claim to my proper trophy. Come morning, you will wonder.
Okay.
You will wonder how my lips might have tasted, how my fingers on your skin might have felt. Oh, but do enjoy yourself this night. I intend to myself. Will looks particularly tempting.
Sure. You do that with Will. That sounds good. Shadowheart, I need you to help me here because
We should have had wine more.
Gale seems to be under the impression that we're lovers now. Speaking of Will, there you are. He's the last guy we have to talk to.
Ah, hells. I was hoping you wouldn't notice I was gone.
You should go chit-chat to everybody. Of course I noticed. It's no party without you.
Really? I'm honored.
Go ahead and get your ass back in there.
Truth, I don't feel in a festive mood, and I didn't want to cast a grey cloud over the night.
Yeah, they all have horns too. You're in good company.
I love the people from the Grove, but I unsettle them deep down, as I seem to unsettle everyone nowadays. You don't want a devil at your party. Horns this sharp will pop the balloons, you see, and the guests won't take kindly to scars quite so monstrous.
Come on, you're exaggerating. Not that much has changed.
I feel spikes beginning to sprout in places they really shouldn't. But, off with you. This is your day. Have a dance. Enjoy the music.
I wish you were there, but I respect your need for peace.
Some time alone beneath the stars, and I'll be back to my old self. Promise. Still, it's a night to remember. You've made sure of that.
That's fine. I'm not gonna drag his ass back to the party and all that. So we're just having everybody come on to us right now, I guess. Let's wrap this up.
buzz of celebration quiets to a soothing hum as you approach your bunk.
Though you seek repose, you needn't spend the night alone.
There is one who yearns for you in the dark. Who will you seek?
Try to push the twisting thoughts of Shadowheart from your mind and seek sleep. I guess we'll do Shadowheart.
Her mind is certainly an enigma. But would you wish it any other way?
Yeah, we are interested in Shadowheart. We are not interested in Gale.
I trust you enjoyed your evening. After all your efforts, it was well deserved. It may be some time before you're afforded another such night. There is much to be done, and I promised I would help you however I could. I'm certain a cure for you can be found at Moonrise Towers, but it's complicated. The journey specifically, it's extremely perilous, though it seems you're well accustomed to navigating danger.
Finally, we're catching up on our puppet master, and the hunt ends at Moonrise Towers.
What's so dangerous about it?
To get to the towers, you'll need to pass through a terrible place. A cursed place. This curse shrouds everything in shadow. You will not find life, light, or anything natural there. Any who linger are twisted by the curse. They become shadow beings, tormented, dangerous souls.
Sounds like I have no choice. I need to find a way through.
You're half right. You have to get to Moonrise, but you still have a choice of how to get there. You could go overland, along the Risen Road or through the mountains. Easier at first, but you'll run into the Shadow Curse eventually. You could also go under. There is a tunnel somewhere in the ruined Temple of Selûne. It leads to Moonrise Towers through the Underdark. Long ago, a man called Ketheric Thorm built a secret stronghold deep down there, before rallying a whole army of Dark Justiciars, Shah worshippers.
Dark Justiciars. I must see for myself.
Aradin and his lot were looking for a way down there. They were promised riches if they retrieved a relic called the Night Song. But I think there's more. From this stronghold, Ketheric's forces could access both the Temple of Selûne and Moonrise Towers. But he was defeated before he could launch an attack. If you can find this place, I'll wager it will reveal a more direct path to Moonrise Towers. And maybe even bypass the worst of the Shadow Curse.
I've already found a way into the Underdark. I can pick up the trail from there.
Already? If only I'd gone with you instead of Aradin.
We actually found it in the center room hideout.
If you'll allow me, I can offer my skills, my counsel. I've long sought to return to Moonrise Towers. It seems our fates have aligned.
I'm okay with that. You want to come to Moonrise as well? Why?
Unfinished business, and a lifetime of regret to repair. I helped overthrow Ketheric Thorm and his Dark Justiciars years ago, but I failed to prevent him from unleashing darkness across the region before he was defeated. I spent years researching the curse, trying to put an end to it. Nothing has worked. Yet, if I can join you and get close to Moonrise, perhaps I can lift this curse. Same as you may find a cure for your infection.
That's okay then. What about the Grove?
I've chosen a successor as first druid, Francesca of the High Forest. A bird's already been dispatched to summon her.
I trust your judgment.
I'm glad you approve. I do not truly care if you approve, but I am glad.
Yeah, that's your house. It's nothing to do with me.
The mistakes of the past. What it needs is an unknown quantity. An outsider who can enforce the Oakfather's teachings without bias. This is why
I'm not going to tell you how to form your house.
She will restore simplicity and purity to the Grove in my absence.
Very shrewd of you.
Contrary to how some think of us, we druids can play politics when necessary. Now, we've quite the journey ahead. Best get started.
I would agree. And so we obviously stood Gale up last night, and that's because,
Yeah.
well, obvious reasons.
I've been catching myself smiling more lately. I think that's your fault.
Let's see. The artifact seems to be protecting us somehow. Do you still have it?
Quite the understatement, but yes, I have it. And I'll guard it with my life.
Curious that you just happen to have an item that can protect us. How did you come by it?
I was part of a group sent by my cloister. We were to take the artifact from the Githyanki and bring it to Baldur's Gate, no matter the cost. Though it turned out the cost was very steep. I was the only one of the group to survive. I took the artifact and fled, only to be ensnared by Mind Flayers before I could finish the mission.
And she finally told us more about that.
That's all I need to know.
How can you go to all this trouble and not understand why?
I told you already. I surrendered my memories for the sake of the mission. Shah's secrets must be protected. Duty demands it. Once I fulfill my mission, I can have my memories restored.
Admirable conviction. Though I think I'd prefer to know what I was getting myself into.
That's not a luxury open to many people, us included. I have my faith to turn to instead. You should find something of your own.
We can let the matter go at this point. I don't think there's going to be anything else there. You seemed intrigued when Halsin mentioned Dark Justiciars before.
Wouldn't you be in my place? If there's even the slightest chance that Shah worshippers remain within our reach, we should try and find them. Even if they're all long gone, and that seems quite likely from what we know, who knows what they may have left behind for us to use? My people are nothing if not resourceful. As long as I've prayed to Lady Shah, I've wished to serve her as a Dark Justiciar. There is scarcely a greater way to fully dedicate yourself to Lady Shah, save perhaps if you become the head of her church. To become a Dark Justiciar is to become the Night Singer's sword arm, her implement with which she will cast down the unbelievers and win the final battle to restore her perfect, endless darkness. It's all I ever wanted. I prayed it was my calling. But Mother forbid me from seeking to prove myself worthy of the rank. She said I was not ready. Not my mother, I should add. The Mother Superior, head of Lady Shah's enclave in Baldur's Gate. Sometimes I wonder if she would ever deem me ready. I owe her everything, and I only wish to serve, yet she can prove inscrutable.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. I had a feeling you'd be understanding.
You and I, we share something special, I think. I want to talk about it.
Very serious of you. But go ahead.
Admit it. You've never had a relationship quite like this one, have you?
Even if I could remember, I'm not sure I'd tell you. I don't want your ego to get overinflated.
Alright. I mainly just talked to her because I wanted to make sure that we locked that in, since Lae'zel over here got a wrong impression about Gale.
My condition likes being ignored as little as I do. I must consume another artifact.
There you go.
And soon.
Yeah, take this jagged spear. It's not going to be any good for anybody. Go ahead and suck that up.
Thank you. It hardly has any effect. Listen, I need to speak to you, to all of you. It would be unconscionable of me to remain silent.
Go on. You're among friends.
I might just be about to remedy that. You have to know who I was. You have to know who I really am. What I am is a walking shadow of the promise I once held. I'm what one might call a wizard prodigy, who from an early age could not only control the weave, but compose it. Much like a musician, or a poet. Such was my skill that it earned me the attention of the mother of magic herself, the Lady of Mysteries, the goddess Mystra. She revealed herself to me and she became my teacher. In time, she became my muse, and later even my lover.
Are you telling me you made love to a goddess?
Oh, yes. We enjoyed each other's company. Body, mind, and soul. But even so, I desired more. You see, no matter how powerful a wizard we mortals can become, we never scratch more than the surface of the weave. Mystra keeps us in check. There are boundaries she doesn't let us cross. Yet, every time I was with her, I stood on the precipice, gazing into the wonders that lay beyond. I sought to cross her boundaries.
Yeah, you flew way too close to the sun, I'm assuming. How exactly did you try to cross those boundaries?
I tried to convince her. I pouted. I pleaded. Swore my ambition was only to serve her better. But she only smiled and told me to be contented. Inconceivable as it seems to me now, I shared a bed with a goddess, and yet I wasn't satisfied. So I sought to prove myself worthy to her instead. We come now to the crux of my folly. Shall I share the story behind it, or would you rather head straight to its sordid finale?
I'm intrigued. Tell me all.
Very well. Here goes. Once upon a very long time ago, a mighty lord lived in a tower. A flying tower, to be precise.
Okay.
I'll save his history for another time, but the gist of it is that he sought to usurp the goddess of magic so that he could become a god himself. And he almost managed, but not quite. His entire empire, Netheril, came crashing down around him as he turned to stone. The magic that was unleashed that day was phenomenal. Roiling like the prime chaos that outdates creation. Even the weave itself could not withstand the onslaught. It fractured, then shattered, and all magic was lost to the mortal realms, until the day Mystra returned. She restored the weave, reuniting all its scattered shards. Or so I thought. Until, in the course of my studies, I learned of a book. A Netherese tome in which a piece of the fractured weave had been sealed beyond her reach. What if, I thought, what if, after all this time, I could return this lost part of herself to the goddess?
Guess you ruled out flowers and chocolates altogether then.
You know me. My gestures can never be grand enough. I was certain that this deed of raw power, draped in romance, would convince Mystra to take me by the hand and welcome me into her hitherto forbidden domains. I was mistaken.
I'm guessing this thing in your chest is the shard of the weave you're referring to.
As for what happened next... Here. Place your hand over my heart. Let me show you.
You feel the tadpole quiver as you realize Gale is letting you into the dark. You see through Gale's eyes, staring down the corridors of a dread memory. A book, bound, and suddenly opened. Inside there are no pages, only a swirling mass of blackest weave that pounces. Its teeth, its claws, it's unstoppable as it digs through and becomes part of you. And gods, is it ever hungry.
How are you still alive?
Thankfully, the moment I absorbed the fragment wasn't enough to kill me outright. It was only the beginning.
Give me my hand back now.
This Netherese blight, this orb, for lack of a better word, is balled up inside my chest. And it needs to be fed. As long as I absorb traces of the weave from potent enough sources, it remains quiet. Were it ever to fully destabilize, however,
Go on.
I will erupt. I don't know the exact magnitude of the eruption, but given my studies of Netherese magic, I'd say even a fragment as small as the one I carry, it'd level a city the size of Waterdeep.
So we're traveling with an atom bomb. Is there nothing we can do?
We might chance upon a king's collection of magical artifacts around the corner. We might cross paths with a miracle round the bend. Then again, we might not. All of this, it must feel like a betrayal. Say the word, and we'll part ways.
We're all a bunch of freaks and geeks here. We've come this far together, and we'll continue on together. That's how it will be.
That is a great relief. Oh, a great relief.
You would think a
soul
goddess of the weave and magic might be able to do something to help him, even if it's just feeding him magic to stop him from exploding.
Thank you all. I understand if you stand against me. I'm humbled if you stand with me. Either way, I will do my best not to let you down. I stand at a precipice, but if you do not give up hope, neither shall I. I'll fight. I'll resist as long as I can. Now, even I am tired of the sound of my own voice. Let us venture forth.
Yeah, you'd think Mistra should be able to do something to help him about that, but I guess maybe she just doesn't care enough. Like we could have said last time, gods are fickle. Alright, so we have everything wrapped up nicely here. Halsin did, of course, join us. We will talk to Volo more, but I'll probably save that for next time. We did get a free long rest, too, it looks like, with no supplies consumed, so that's nice. Alright, perfect place to wrap things up. Thank you for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. If you want to support the cause and help improve the channel, there is, of course, a tip link in the description below. Otherwise, stay tuned, and I'll see you soon with more Baldur's Gate 3. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.